Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाचार्य गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाचार्य गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाचार्य गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण everyone. So today is Saturday, 21st of October. It is Ashwini Masa or Padmanabha Masa, Shukla Paksham, and Saptami Tithi. So there are no Vaishnava events in the calendar. So we shall quickly enter into Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Dharma. So after Parikshit inquired, what is the problem for your, what is causing you the problem? So what is causing the issues? Likewise, Parikshit is inquiring from Dharma and Dharani. So when Parikshit Maharaj has seen that Kali Purusha was disturbing Dharma and Dharani. So Dharma started speaking in inquiring for the inquiries of the Parikshit Maharaj. So Dharma started speaking, just linking, first glorifying Parikshit Maharaj, saying that he belongs to the Pandavas dynasty. Pandavas are always devotees of Krishna, and whatever Parikshit Maharaj has given the assurance, the words of assurance to the Dharani and Dharma, they are befitting. Likewise, Dharma started speaking, and then further started speaking to Parikshit, saying that to answer for all the problems that Dharma and Dharani they are facing. So Dharma is saying that so many people who knows about the philosophy, they speak different opinions. They speak different opinions. So because of that, we sometimes bewildered. So it is very difficult for us to give the exact reason. Even the Dharma knows that Parikshit is directly just beating, and he was the direct cause to the Dharma. But still, Dharma is saying that it is very difficult for us to say who is the cause for our problems. So likewise, Dharma is speaking. That is the way. Okay, so we are in the first canto, chapter 17, verse number 18. So yesterday Dharma was saying, Etadvaha Pandaveyanam Yuktam Artha Abhyam Vachaha Yesham Gunaganaihi Krishno Dauchadu Bhagavan Krutaha. And further today, Dharma is saying, Navayam Klesha Bijani Yatasyuhu Purusharshabham Purusham Tam Vijanimo Vakya Bheda Vimohitaha. Navayam Klesha Bijani. So, na vayam kleshi bijani. So, we do not understand what is the root cause of klesha. Klesha bijani, the root cause of sufferings. Na vayam kleshi bijani. Yatasyuhu purusharshabha. Where from all this is happening, where all this karma is coming upon us, we do not know all these things. O Purusharshabha, O greatest of all human beings, O Parikshit Maharaj, we do not know the root cause of all these problems. Navayam kleshi bijani yatasyuhu purushashabha purusham tam vijanimo. And there are different people. Purusham tam vijanimo, who knows the philosophy. Vijanimo. And what they do? Vakya bheda vimohitaha. Vakya bheda. They speak in different ways, different opinions. So there are so many thousands and millions of scholars and philosophers. But when they come to they speak in different opinions. Purusham tam vijanimo vakya bheda. So they are not always the same. There are differences between opinions of different philosophers. Who knows about the dharma? They speak in different ways. Purusham tam vijanimo vakya bheda vimohitaha. So because of that, we are bewildered. Because of that, we are bewildered. So likewise, dharma is saying we are bewildered. Even though they are the devotees of the Lord, even though they know the right cause, but still, dharma is saying that. Navayam kleshi bijani yatasyuhu purushashabha purusham tam vijanimo vakya bheda vimohitaha. So deep. Okay. So translation for this verse is, O greatest among human beings, it is very difficult to ascertain the particular miscreant who has caused our sufferings, because we are bewildered by all the different opinions of theoretical philosophers. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There are many theoretical philosophers in the world who put forward their own theories of cause and effect, especially about the cause of suffering and its effect on different living beings. Generally, there are 6 great philosophers: Kanada, the author of Vaisheshika philosophy; Gautama, the author of logic; Patanjali, the author of mystic yoga; Kapila, the author of Sankhya philosophy; Jaimini, the author of Karma Mimamsa; and Vyasadeva, the author of Vedanta Darshana. Although the bull, or the personality of religion, and the cow, the personality of the earth, knew perfectly well that the personality of Kali was the direct cause of their sufferings, still, as the devotees of the Lord, they knew well also that without the sanction of the Lord, no one could inflict trouble upon them. According to Padma Purana, our present trouble is due to the fructifying of seedling sins. But when those seedling sins also gradually fade away by the execution of pure devotional service. Thus, even if the devotees see the mischief mongers, they do not cause them for the sufferings inflicted. They take it for granted that the mischief monger is made to act by some indirect cause, and therefore they tolerate the sufferings, thinking them to be God-given in all doses. For otherwise, the sufferings should have been greater. Maharaja Parikshit wanted to get a statement of accusation against the direct mischief monger, but they declined to give it on the above-mentioned grounds. Speculative philosophers, however, do not recognize the sanction of the Lord. They try to find out the cause of sufferings in their own way, as will be described in the following verses. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, such speculators are themselves bewildered, and thus they cannot know the ultimate cause of all causes is the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So in this purport, Prabhupada is explaining about the different philosophers and philosophies. 6 philosophers are there, the great 6 philosophers: Kanada, Gautama, and Patanjali, Kapila, Jaimini, and Vyasadeva. So if we are referring any of these things, and then if we come to the Bhagavatam, then we understand everything is Sir Krishna is the Ishwarah Paramah Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigrahaha. And who is the Sarvakarana Karanam? So he is the Sarvakarana Karanam. And here, bull and Mother Earth in the form of cow and the bull, the personified personality of religion. So they are saying, even though they know, but they understand who is causing problems, and also who is the on whose will everything is happening. As a devotee, they knew very well that without the sanction of the Lord, no one could inflict trouble upon them. So sometimes we also see that why this is happening like that. So when we come to understanding from the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, everything is happening under the Maya Jakshena Prakritihi Suyate Sacharacharam Hetunanena Kaunteya Jagat Parivartate Jagat Parivartate. So this is everything under Krishna's direction. So when one is completely under surrender of Krishna, then this Prakriti doesn't work on them. Asevayayam Prakritir Gunanam Dhanena Vairagya Vijrumbitena Yogena Maya Epitayata Bhaktya Mam Pratyagatmanam Ihavarunde. So whenever one stops, it comes from Jnana Vairagyuktena Bhakti Yuktena Chatmana Paripasthiti Udasinam Prakritim cha Hataujasam Paripasthiti Udasinam Prakritim cha Hataujasam. Prakriti doesn't work on those people who are the devotees of the Lord. They have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord with Jnanena Vairagya, and they do not serve the three material modes of nature or the nature of Prakriti. So now here, the bull and the cow, they know very well about it. They're the devotees of the Lord. But here, Parikshit, as a being a devotee, he is disturbed by looking at the condition of the bull and the cow. They are in a very weak condition, and it is parikijjataha. So he was feeling his heart is aching by looking the condition of dharma. So that's why he wanted to do good for the sadhus and punish the miscreant. That is the duty of a kshatriya. That is the Rajno hi paramo dharmaha swadharmastha anupalanam. So here, further Prabhupada is saying, according to Padma Purana, our present trouble is due to the fructifying of seedling sins. So Krishna mentions in the Bhagavad Gita, in everyone's life, some karma activities are going on. Some are being in the seedling stages, some are fructifying, some are in the middle. We are experiencing it. We are already experiencing those karma. So likewise, they are in the different stages of the life. They are spread across, so that we do not face everything at once. And those seedlings sins also gradually fade away. So that's why devotees are always quiet and calm. They do not take anything serious. Even though some mischief mongers, they are acting towards the devotees, they simply take it and then they do not react. They simply take it. They tolerate the sufferings, thinking them to be God-given in small doses. Otherwise, the suffering should have been greater. So, and then further, Parikshit Maharaj wanted to get a statement of accusation. So he needs, whenever a person wanted to do anything, first he needs to take the statements. Then only he can take the decisions. Otherwise, when either he has to refer the Sastric injunctions and follow the order of the spiritual master, follow the order of the father, who is the authority, or whoever is the managers kind of thing in the material duties. And here, so Maharaja Parikshit, he knows very well about the codes of dharma. So he's taking statement of accusation before punishing Kali. So, and then Prabhupada also mentions that these speculative philosophers who are trying to say their personal opinions, they do not recognize the sanction of the Lord because they do not understand. Sometimes this is vimohitaha. So vimohitaha means bewildered, illusioned. So many times we see this kind of thing, even from and to the highest creature in this universe, to the Brahma, everyone are bewildered. So what to speak of everyone else? So likewise, even according to Srila Jiva Goswami, such speculators are themselves bewildered that they cannot know the ultimate cause of all causes. He is the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So here Dharma is speaking very deep. Navayam kleshi bijani yatasyuhu purushashabha purusham tam vijanimo vakya veda vimohitaha. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall quickly enter into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is a letter to Bharadwaja, October 21st, 1969, Tittenhurst. It is a small letter. Can I request any devotees to read this letter?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
My dear Bharadwaja, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated October the 4th, 1969, and have noted the contents carefully. I hope by now your bodily ailment is subsiding. Regarding the diet which the doctors are giving you, it's all right if you do not take milk for some time. Vegetables will do. Regarding your going to Santa Barbara to help open a center there, this idea is all right. Consult with Tamala Krishna in this matter. You have got good ideas, you are intelligent and have got qualifications, but you must learn to be more responsible. I was not very happy when I saw your wife last. She is so nice girl. You are married. You must be responsible for the maintenance of your wife. As you are qualified, you can work as a musician, but you must maintain her nicely and help her to progress in Krishna consciousness. So far as the musical group you have described in your letter, you may consult with Tamala Krishna and see what his idea is in this connection. I cannot advise in this matter. Please offer my blessings to the others. I hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Mataji, can I take away points, Mataji?
Prabhuji, the points that I have taken away from this letter is Prabhupada is emphasizing that we have two kinds of dharmas, Swadharma and Nitya Dharma. As much as Nitya Dharma is important, Swadharma is equally important. Swadharma is following our occupation. So as we are grihasthas, it's equally important for us to look after our family. To look after the family is part of Krishna consciousness as well, because we are looking after the devotees of Krishna. So that's one point. And another point is when Prabhupada has instructed his disciple about the health. So health is very important in executing the executing the devotional service to Lord, because our body is the vehicle through which we can execute our devotional service. So it's very, very important that we keep healthy in order for us to execute the devotional service to the Lord. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So many beautiful points. Okay, so any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to mention?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Beautiful points Mataji made. Connection with. I picked up a theme of advice and compassion from Prabhupada. Full of the theme all through was giving compassionate advice and encouragement, and he acknowledged this. He's acknowledging this Prabhu's skills and expertise in music, and he's encouraging him to take it up, because he seemed to have a bad patch at one point where he was neglecting his wife and neglecting his relationship, because he pointed out that he met his wife and what a lovely girl she was, and he was actually trying to get him to look at his responsibility as a husband, and encouraging him to take up some kind of to use his talent and expertise in music. But because he's not there, he suggested, and he said he didn't know much about that area. He suggested that he sought some advice, like we do. We have guidance and mentoring, a mentor to guide us and help us. He's referred him to Tamal Krishna Maharaj for some support. And so he can reach his higher goals in Krishna consciousness, and also to nourish and relish the gift he has in promoting his wife's caring for his wife, really, and maintaining her with good well-being, so we all need to be well and healthy to do to follow our Krishna's conscious movement. So he's encouraging him to actually nourish her in that way, so that they can work together nicely in Krishna conscious movement and propagate the movement. I think he mentioned about did he mention about temple there or something, or the practice? I can't remember. He said about nourishment, but what I was surprised about, he actually advised against he was saying to avoid milk, which is one of our staple diet in the Krishna conscious movement. So I was surprised about that, because a lot of people are saying they're allergic to milk in some way or the other. That's my takeaway point, Prabhu. It's a small letter, but it's very rich advice and take home points.
Thank you, Mataji. So yes, so one has to follow Swadharma Acharanam Sektya. One has to follow according to his stamina to carry out his family duties. Swadharma Acharanam Sektya Vidharmacharyavattanam Daiva Labdhena Santosha Atmaviccharanachanam. So that is, one has to carry out Grihastha duties to carry out Krishna consciousness combinedly. So when it is sometimes Prabhupada is mentioning about a girl, she is so nice girl, and you are married. So that means here we
Really,
we
good.
So likewise, sometimes we do not understand. So between the wife and husband, how these relations are, but different ways we convey by different ways to devotees. Then devotees take in those angles, but actually only God only knows what is happening. So at the time, we do not interfere in between wife and husband. Prabhupada mentions number of times. Quoting the Chanakya's words, because even though they fight each other for a few minutes, and then after an hour or so, once again they are combinedly talking and keep it going on. So never interfere in between wife and husband. It is normal, and also it is for a kind of pastimes because of their relations. Okay, so and also here Prabhupada is suggesting, so you just need to maintain. It is a husband duty to maintain the wife and to progress in Krishna consciousness especially. So our everything is center point is Krishna consciousness. Okay, so that is the from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Okay.
Prabhu, can I add something?
Yes, Prabhuji.
regarding to Janakuna Mataji's questions about the milk, Mataji, I think Prabhuji was going through some conditions of the health and particular illness. Because of that, Prabhupada advised him to not have milk for that period. I think that is the reason. But yeah, we are allowed to eat milk and all this. But for that particular illness and particular time being, he is not supposed to have that milk. Yes, sir. Haribol Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. And thank you, Mataji. So that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today afternoon we have got Krishna Club at 12 o'clock. In the evening we have got Chaitanya Charitamrita session with His Grace Navdeep Chandra Prabhuji at 7 p.m. So let's looking for those sessions. And if you're all happy, we shall move on to the next part of our program, Srimad Bhagavatam, the Vaikunta. We shall enter into Vaikunta. Devotees, if you have got any points you wanted to mention, kindly share. Otherwise, we'll move into next part. So we are in the now Vaikunta. So where Lakshmi Devi, goddess of fortune, she is at the lotus feet of the Lord, and then glorifying the Lord's pastimes. So this is as a glimpse. Last week we have recited this verse. Shririyatra Rupini Urgaya Padayoho Karoti Manam Bahuda Vibhuti Prenkam Hitaya Kusumaguranu Vigiyamana Priyakarma Gayati. So the goddess of fortune in her transcendental form is engaged in the loving service of the Lord's lotus feet. And how she is engaging and being moved by the black bees. That is Prenkam Sitaya. This is being moved by the black bees, followers of the spring. So here, these bees, wherever Krishna and Krishna's this garland, Malati Madhuratam. So the garlands are, these bees are always there. Wherever the Lord's flowers are there, they're always coming. They're also wanted to take part in the Lord's pastimes. And now they are also being moved by the black bees, followers of the spring, coming to goddess of fortune as well. Kusumaguranagai. And then she is not only engaged in the variegated pleasure, service to the Lord along with her constant companions. And then what she is doing? She is also engaged in singing the glories of the Lord's activities. So that is goddess of fortune. Her position is so glorious. She is always at the lotus feet of the Lord and taking the Lord's lotus feet and then serving him. Shririyatharupini Urgaya Padayoho Karoti Manam Bahuda Vibhutibihi Prenkam Sitaya Kusumaguranu Vigiyamana Priyakarma Gayati. So beautiful. Here, just remembering when the Kapil Bhagavan says Bhakti Yoga Anusthana, how one has to execute. So it is given step by steps how to meditate on it. First the lotus feet, and then the legs of the Lord, and then the urus, the thighs, and then the waist bit, and the navel, and then the chest bit, and then neck. So everything, part by part, everything has to meditate. So when it comes to the lotus feet, yogi has to, that lotus feet is the, it is, just wanted to bring that one. Sanchannayed Bhagavataha Charanarvindam Vajrankushadvaja Sarorha Lanchanadhyam. Vajrankushadvaja Sarorha Lanchanadhyam. That is the lotus feet. Lord's lotus feet is imprinted with the Vajra Ankusha Dvaja Sarorha Lanchanadhyam. This is the four symbols, the lotus flower and Vajrayada And Ankusha is the stick which is used to hit the elephant to go and to control the elephant, and then lotus flower. These are the 4 symbols. And so one has to remember that lotus feet of the Lord. And it is Jaye Chiram Bhagavatha Charanara Vindam. For so long, one has to remember and then meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord. What is that? Jatu Manaha Samala Saira Nisrusta Vajram. So much of sins. If the pile of sins and the hill of the sins are there, this lotus feet of the Lord would act as a Nisrusta Vajram. Just Lord will kick all the sins with a single touch. So that is the Nisrusta Vajram. Jaye Chiram Bhagavataha Charanara Vindam. And then that is the lotus feet. And when it comes to the legs bit, and the Lord's legs, Janudvayam Jala Jalochanaya Jananya Lakshma Kelasya Suravanditaya Vidatuhu. So this is a very beautiful thing. And what she does, Urvo Nidaya Karapallava Rochishaya Samlalitum Hidi Vibhota Bhavasya Kurya Janudvayam Jalajalochanaya Jananya. And Lakshmi Devi, Janudvayam, the 2 legs, keeping all these 2 legs, Janudvayam Jalajalochanaya Jananya. And she has got lotus petal eyes. And Lakshmi Devi, Lakshma Kelasya Suravanditaya Vidatuhu. All the demigods, including Brahma, they all worship the goddess of fortune. And she is the mother of Lord Brahma. Even though Brahma was not born directly from Lakshmi Devi, but still, as the wife of the father, and he is the mother to Brahma as well. Lakshma Kelasya Suravanditaya Vidatuhu. And what she does? Urvo Nidaya Karapallava Rochishaya. And she keeps Lord's legs on her thighs. Urvo Nidaya on her thighs. Keep the Lord's legs. Karapallava Rochishaya. And then she just massage Lord's legs, just slowly and gently. Karapallava Rochishaya. Samlalitam Hudi. And then Samlalitam Hudi Vibhoda Bhavasya Kuryat. So beautifully keeping to the heart. And then Samlalitam Hudi. With so much of heartily, she serves the Lord. Vibhoda Bhavasya Kuryat. And the Lord, he is the Abhavasya. And he is the one who makes the conditioned souls from material condition to the spiritual. Abhavasya. Bhava is the material, Abhavasya is the one who takes the conditioned soul out of this bhava. Abhavasya Kurya. That is the duty of the Lakshmi Devi. So beautifully she is doing there her services. Janudvayam Jala Jalochanaya Jananya Lakshma Kelasya Suravanditaya Vidatuhu. See, so beautifully when we are hearing all these pastimes of Lakshmi, just scrutinizingly and hearing bit by bit, we taste the nectar, how the service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here, the Lord Brahma is saying how Lakshmi Devi is serving. Sri Yatra Rupini Urugaya Padayoho Karoti Manam Bahuda Vibhuti Pihim Prenkam Sitaya Kusumaguranugaihi Vigiyamana Priyakarma Gayati. Okay, likewise, Lakshmi Devi serving to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so we shall move into the next verse. Dear devotees, if you have got any questions here, there is no purport for this verse, but if you have any questions, we shall discuss. There are no questions. We will enter into the next verse. So what Brahma is further saying in the Vaikunta. We are also accompanying Brahma now. ददर्श तत्राखिल सात्वतां पतिं श्रियः पतिं यज्ञपतिं जगत्पतिं सुनन्दनन्द प्रबलार्हणादिभिः स्वपाशादाग्रैः परिसेवितं विभुम् ददर्श तत्र अखिल सात्वतां पतिं. And Brahma, he has seen Dadarsha Tatra Akila. So there in the Vaikunta, of course, we are also seeing Dadarsha Tatra Akila Satputam Patim, who is the Lord of all the devotees. Tatra Akila Satputam Patim, the entire, all the great devotees. He is the Lord of all the devotees. Dadarsha Tatra Akila Satputam Patim. Shriyah Patim, Yajnapatim, Jagatpatim. And he is he is the husband, Patim is the husband, Shriyah Patim, and he is the husband of goddess of fortune. Yajnapatim, he is the lord of all their sacrifices. Jagatpatim, he is the lord of the entire cosmic manifestation. So Brahma is saying, we are all seeing the Lord there in the Vaikunta. And Lord is sitting on the Sheshatalpa, and Lakshmi Devi is sitting at the lotus feet of the Lord and singing all the glories. We are all entering in, we are seeing, entered into the Vaikunta along with Brahma and watching that very beautiful scene now. And who are all there? Sunandananda Prabala Arhanadibihi. Sunanda Nanda Prabala Arhana. So these are the devotees of the Lord who have been carrying their duties eternally. They're all the it is called Samipya Mukti, the devotees nearer to Krishna, nearer to the Lord. So they have attained Sarupya Mukti. Now they have got positions secured. Sunanda, Nanda, Prabala, Arhana, Adibihi. So many other people like Jaya and Vijaya. So likewise, all other people they are always living nearer to the Lord. Sunandananda Prabala Arhanadibihi. Parshada Agraihi, Swapashada Agraihi. And these are all Krishna's direct servants. Parshada Agraihi. And they are the topmost servants. Swapashada Agraihi, Parisevitim Vibhum. And they are all serving the Lord with so much of love. Parisevitim Vibhum. Vibhum is the supreme personality of Godhead, who has got all the opulences, and who is the Lord of the Vaikunta. All the Parshvadas, they are serving the Lord. So we are all seeing, Brahma is seeing, we are also seeing that situation. Dadarsa Tatrakala Sattam Patim, Shriyah Patim, Yajnapatim, Jagatpatim, Sunandananda Pravalarhanadevihi, Swapasha Daigarihi, Parisevitim Vibhum. Very beautiful things. So just it is a glance. I would like to show this one. Vaikunta. So which is very beautifully. So here, if we see, this is the verse, just matching to this verse. And the Lord is sitting along with the goddess of fortune, and there are servants. There the Sunandananda Prabhalarhanadibihi, Swapashadagirihi, Parisevitim Vibhum. And then further, if we see, there is further more to extend. This is very beautiful picture. This is description is given, so I just wanted a picture only here. Okay, so here the Lord is here, and there is airplanes, and then all these Vaikunta women, they are singing the glories of the Lord, and here they are sitting, Krishna's devote this singing the glories and their concerts, and then there are airplanes, and there are so many palaces around here, and there is a peacocks. And then there is one more peacock, and then lotus flowers and the ponds, and within there is a flowers, and the Lord is sitting there, and all the Parshvadas are waiting. These are Swapashada Agraihi Parisevitum Vibhum. So Lord Brahma is seeing that Vaikunta there. So of course there further it is more opulences, but it is what best we can see for now, according to the painter who has given such kind of beautiful pictorial representations about the Vaikunta. So likewise, Brahma is saying, Dadarsha Tatrakil Sattam Patim, Shriya Patim, Yajna Patim, Jagat Patim, Sunandananda Prabhalarpanadevihi, Swapashadagirihi, Perisevitum Vibhum. Let us see what purport has been given by Srila Prabhupada here. Can I request any dear devotees to read this purport? Okay, translation as well, please.
Okay, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Translation. Lord Brahma saw in the Vaikunta planet the personality of Godhead, who is the Lord of the entire devotee community, the Lord of the goddess of fortune, the Lord of all sacrifices, and the Lord of the universe, who is served by the foremost servitors like Nanda, Sunanda, Prabhala, and Archana, his immediate associates. The purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When we speak of a king, it is naturally understood that the king is accompanied by his confidential associates, like his secretary, private secretary, aide-de-camp, ministers, and advisors. So also when we see the Lord, we see him with his different energies, associates, confidential servitors, etc. So the Supreme Lord, who is the leader of all living entities, the living Lord of all devotee sects, the Lord of all opulences, the Lord of sacrifices, and the enjoyer of everything in his entire creation, is not only the Supreme Person, but also is always surrounded by his immediate associates, all engaged in their loving transcendental service to him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So Lord means all his opulences, all his entourage, everything. Everyone are beyond this Jagriti, Shushuptishu, Swapna, but beyond this wakefulness and dream, and then Shushuptishi, it is the deep slumber. This Vaikunta is above all this. It is the Vaikunta. Vaikunta means it is transcendental. There is no darkness. It is completely spiritual. All is entourage in their way. The Lord is enjoying with all his opulences, with all his associates. Every day there are festivals in the Vaikunta planet. Everyone are enjoying so happiness. That is what everyone in. It is also says, Tam Twagatam Pratihuta Aupayukum Sukum Bebihi Te Chakshat Akshavishayam Swasamadhi Bhagyam Hamsa Sriyoho Vyajanayoho Sivavaya Lola Shubhra Atapatra Sasikesarasi Karambham. When his entourage, when the Lord is going, all these umbrellas, these white chatras are going on top of the Lord, the white umbrellas, and then the servants next to the Lord, they're taking the white chamras and whisks, and then they're just slowly moving. The gentle breeze is going, and the Lord is going along with Lakshmi Devi. So that is the Lord's opulence. When everything is there, it is so enjoyable moment. How can anyone would deviate from such kind of moments? But people think, if I don't go to the office, I don't go there, I have to suffer. But actually they are seeing the Vaikunta thing. But why can't they simply stay there? When we think of ourselves, why can't we simply stay there? Why don't we desire to stay there? Because there is no desire. I wanted to go back to work and then do it. Unless I work, I may die. That is the misconception of the living entity. Likewise, he is completely tied up with the material world. But actually, we are in the Vaikunta, so one has to desire for it. I want to be here all the time. When that desire develops, then gradually as the body is gradually, its energy is getting subsided and all its senses getting subsided, then the taste for the Lord Vaikunta and Lord's opulences, staying with the Lord, those desires will be manifested gradually. When it becomes 100%, then complete devotional service, and then no more material world. He is in the transcendental world. So here, Lord is the all leader of all the living entities, the Lord of devotees, Lord of all opulences, Lord of sacrifices, and the enjoyer of everything. When Lord is the enjoyer, if we stay with the Lord, we also participate in those kind of happiness in his entire creation. Either it is the material world or in the spiritual world. Wherever the Lord is there, it is the Vaikunta. Then we experience those bliss. So very beautifully said by Srila Prabhupada here. Okay, so all engaged in their loving transcendental service. Okay, so any comments, dear devotees, or any questions in this verse? So Brahma is saying all is opulences of the Lord. Okay, if there are no questions or comments, we shall move on to the next verse. And what further Lord is doing there. Bhritya prasada pimukam drugasavam prasannaha sa arunalochananam kiritinam kundalinam chaturbujam Pitam sukam vakshasi lakhitam shriya Bhritya prasada abhimukam drugasavam. And the Lord, Bhritya prasada abhimukam. Bhritya is all his servants. Prasada abhimukam. And with so much of affection, Bhritya prasada, with so much of affection, abhimukam, he is sitting opposite to the, favorably facing towards them. Drugasavam. And here it is mentioned on the very side, an intoxication. So that the sight is intoxication, the loving exchanges, affections between, when they're looking at each other, facing each other, it is explained as a intoxication. Drugasavam prasanna hasa arunalochana ananam. And Lord's face is always prasanna. Prasanna is always pleasing. Always pleasing. Hasa arunalochana ananam. Aruna is very reddish. And those males, prasanna hasa, they very pleasant smiles. And arunalochana, he has got reddish eyes. Ananam, having in his face, is so beautiful. Prasanna hasa arunalochana ananam. That is the nature of the Lord. That is, when the Lord is like that, it is Hrudayam bhoja vistaram darshaniye tamam shantam manonayena vardhanam. When we see darshaniye tamam shantam manonayena vardhanam, in the morning when we see in the Mayapur temple, when the Lord face is there so beautifully, that is darshaniye tamam shantam manonayena vardhanam. Manonayena vardhanam. Apicha darshanam shantam sarvaloka namaskritam. And he is so beautiful. Apicha darshanam shashwat. And all the time, sarvaloka namaskritam. Everyone is worshipping the Lord. Apicha darshanam shashwat sarvaloka namaskuram. Santam vaisi kaishore. And he is always in the young age. And Brutya Anugraha Kataram, he wanted to do something for the servants, his devotees. So that is the Lord's always waiting. And if anyone is coming to him, he give all the benedictions to them. So that is the Lord's very the generous heart, so compassionate towards the conditioned living entity. Only living entity has to choose whether he has to be at the lotus feet of the Lord or not. That is the only thing. It is a simple desire. So here Lord is with Prasannahasa Arunalochana Ananam. And Lord face Loke Mukena Lokati Harasmitena. And if we get so much of ati, so much of distress in our hearts and in our lives, and as soon as we see the Lord's face, Mukena Lokati Harasmitena, it will be completely eradicated out. Parispurat Kundala Manditena, that is the Lord's earrings and everything are glowing. So beautiful. That is the always one has to see and concentrate Lord's face and all parts of his body, one after another, one after another. That way, we will come to a trance completely in the Samadhanam Tatatmanaha, absorbed, completely absorbed. Bhutya Prasadadmukum Drugasavam Prasanahasa Arunalochana Arunalochana Ananam. So this one, Kapil Bhagavan also says, Taidharchaniya. He says, Vilasa Hasekshita Vamasuktehi. Vilasa Hasekshita Vamasuktehi. The Lord speaks very nicely, gently. Vilasa, and they are always happy. Vilasa, in the enjoyable mode. Vilasa Hasa Ikshita Vamasuktehi. He always says the good things. So because of that, what happens? Krutatmano Kruta Pranamsha Bhaktihi. One who loses all his heart and soul to the Lord. Krutatmano Kruta Pranamsha Bhaktihi. Bhaktihi with the devotion. So likewise he devotes. Only thing is, conditioned soul must be present in front of the deity, in front of the Lord. Just that is the only thing. Everything will come automatically. Anichitomi gatim anviyam prayungte. Anichitomi gatim anviyam prayungte. Just even though unintentionally everything come automatically. This liberation and all these Vaikunta plans, everything. Just the only thing is being present, engage in the devotional service. As simple as that. So just Taid Darshini Avayavaihi Udhara. Just all we have to stand in front of the Lord and meditate and drink the nectar of the beauty of the Lord's face and all his bodily limbs perfectly. Samagrangam. They are all Jayet Samagrangam. Yavanna Chavate Manaha. All the time one has to meditate. They are perfectly aligned. Okay, so and then what else here is the Kiritinam Kodaranam Chaturbhujam Pitam Sukam Vakshishi Lakshishtam Shriya. And the Lord has got Kiritinam and he has got the helmet, Kundalinam, the earrings, and Chaturbhujam, he has got 4 hands, Pitam Sukam, and his Pitam Sukam, that is the Lord's the yellow garment, Vakshasi Lakshitam Shriya. On his chest there is a symbol of the goddess of fortune. Pitam Sukam Vakshasi Lakshitam Shriya. So that is the Lord, how he is appearing. And we are all seeing, Brahma is seeing how Lord is sitting oppositely to the servants and smiling towards them with the Prasannahasa Arunalochanam, Kiritinam Kundarinam, Chaturbhujam, Pitam Sukam Vakshashi, Lakshitam Shriya. Very beautifully, see? So relishing to the heart. So can I request today devotees to read the translation and purport?
Prabhu, can I read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Translation. The personality of Godhead, seen leaning favorably towards his loving servitors. His very sight, intoxicating and attractive, appeared to be very much satisfied. He had a smiling face, decorated with an enchanting reddish hue. He was dressed in yellow robes and wore earrings and a helmet on his head. He had 4 hands, and his chest was marked with the lines of the goddess of fortune. Purport. In the Padma Purana, Uttarakhanda, there is a full description of the Yoga Pitha, or the particular place where the Lord is in audience to his eternal devotees. In that Yoga Pitha, the personifications of religion, knowledge, opulence, and renunciation are all seated at the lotus feet of the Lord. The 4 Vedas, namely Rig, Sama, Yaju, and Atharva, are present there personally to advise the Lord. The 16 energies headed by Kanda are all present there. Kanda and Kumuda are the first two doorkeepers. At the middle door are the doorkeepers named Bhadra and Subhadra. And at the last door are Jaya and Vijaya. There are other doorkeepers also named Kumuda, Kumudaksa, Pundarika, Vamana, Sankukarna, Sarvanetra, Sumukha, etc. The Lord's palace is well decorated and protected by the above-mentioned doorkeepers. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So this is as per this one. So wherever the Lord is sitting there, it is mentioned Yoga Pita. So here in this purport, Prabhupada is mentioning there is a full description of the Yoga Pita, or the particular place where the Lord is in audience to his eternal devotees. In the Yoga Pita, personifications of the religion, knowledge, opulence. So if we see here, okay. So maybe this picture may be just almost giving some kind of the four people, Dharma, Dhaka, Moksha. They are also being personified, and four Vedas, they are being personified. In the Vaikunta Goloka, so when all these things, they have been in the form of mantras, in the form of the Manushyarupa. So this one, once again, just if we just go and see this one, this is the Goloka and also in the Vaikunta. So there are Vaikunta, there are entrances. If we see here, Vamana and Sarvanetra, Suprastita, and then Kumudaksha. And then if we see here, Chanda and Prachanda, and then here Kumuda. And here if you see, Pundarikaksha, Bhadra, Subhadra. And here Jaya, Vijaya, and this is Sankukarna. And here this is Dhata and Vidhata, Sumukha. And here is Sarvanetra. So that corner. So everyone, this Vaikunta is being protected by. And also here, if we see, there are, just magnify this. It's not magnifying. Okay. So okay, so here at four edges also there are mantras. They're in the form of the in the Vaikunta all are in four-handed forms, but in the Goloka they are two-handed forms. All these mantras have been in that forms, four-handed forms. Jaya and Vijaya they are, and here in the Goloka also there are doorkeepers as well here as well. They're all in the form of the Manushyarupa, the two-handed forms. There we would see Yajurveda, Atharva Veda, Yajurveda, and here Ardha. This is Dharma, Ardha, Kama, and Moksha. These are the Purusharthas. And then Vedas are Atharva Veda, Rug Veda, and Yajurveda, and Sama Veda. There are the they're also guarding all this Goloka. And also here, the solas, there are 10 solas, one in the 8 directions, north, east, and then northeast, west, and then south, and then corners, all the corners, and then the top and the bottom, upper direction and bottom direction. Likewise, 10 solas are always guarding the Goloka Vrindavana. So here Prabhupada is giving all these descriptions, giving the names of those people or the deities. So these are the 4 Vedas, namely Rug Veda, Sama Veda, Yajurveda, other Veda are present. They personally advise the Lord. And also Yoga Pita, the personifications of religion, knowledge, opulence, and renunciation are all seated at the lotus feet of the Lord. The 16 energies headed by Chanda are all present there. Chanda and Kumuda are the first two doorkeepers. That is the Chanda and Kumuda. So here if we see, where is the Chanda and Kumuda here? So here we see the Chanda is here and Kumuda is here. They're the first two doorkeepers. And named Bhadra, and then the middle door are the doorkeepers named Bhadra and Subhadra. And the last doorkeepers are Jaya and Vijaya. There are other doorkeepers also named Kumuda, Kumudaksha, Pundarika, Vamana, Sankukarna, Sarvanetra, Sumukha, etc. The Lord's palace is well decorated and protected by the above mentioned doorkeepers. See, this is all we have been seeing, all these names and how they are protecting the Vaikunta here. The Lord is sitting here. Zoom in. It's not going zoom in. So just so that we can see here, there are, this is Lord Ananta is here. Jnana.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. We couldn't see, I can only see the purport. I couldn't see the image. Are you sharing?
Apologies. Do you see
Yes,
it now?
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Oh, sorry, apologies. So I have been explaining this Vaikunta. Okay, so here in this Vaikunta planet, Bhadra and then Bhadra and Subhadra, Pundarika, Vamana and Kumudaksha, Chanda, Prachanda, Kumuda. This is Supratishta. And here we see Dhata and Vidhata, Sumukha, and Sarvanetra, Jaya, Vijaya, Sankarshana. And all these are personified in the form of, because it is Vaikunta, they're all four-handed, and this the Trishulas, so they're all protecting the Vaikunta here. And the Lord is sitting here in the middle, and there are, if you see here, Lord's forms expansions are Ishana, and then there is a, I think it is, even for me it is too small. Okay, it is now better. So here if we see Ishana and then Vimala, and these are the 8 names, God, Lakshmi Devi expansions here, kind of Ashtasakis, and then Satya, Prudvi, like that. And then here Ananta, Jnana, Leela, Visvaksena, and then Vairag. Here there are also it is mentioned, this is Vairagya, Aishwarya, Kurma, and then Garuda, Bhu, Dharma, and Anand. So Lakshmi, these are expansions of the goddess of fortune. And this is Ananta Shesha in the middle, on which the Lord is sitting. And if we see around the Lord, okay, it is better now. So these are, see here, Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. And this is the Gayatri mantra. And this is the Yoga Pita. And here the servants are sitting and personified Vedas. They are all glorifying the Lord for and personal assistance. And here goddess of fortune and Garuda is here, and Bhudevi, and this is Dharma, and Ananta, Jnana is here, and Leela, and Visvaksena is Visvaksena, and then Vairagya, Kurma, and Aishwarya is been also given. And here if we see, here all these alphabets have been here. So alphabet starts from here. So this is A, A, I, I, U, U, Ru, Ru. This is 16 alphabets and then 36 consonants. Everything are serving the Lord. All these sound vibrations. And then here, if we see Lakshmi and all so many other Vaikunta planets, Vasudeva, Shri, and these are the four. Okay. So when we just see a little bit here, see this is Vasudeva, and then here in the bottom we see Sankarshana, and then Pradyumna, and the top here and Shri Anuruddha. These are the four main expansions, and here within the first circle, first expansions, there we see also Kanti, Rati, Saraswati, and Lakshmi Devi within this circle itself, in the first expansions. And then in the second circle, there are further expansions like here once again Narayana, Shri Maha, Shri Madhava, Shri Purushottama, and Shri Achyuta, Shri Madhusudana, and then likewise Shri Sankarshana, Shri Vishnumurti. These are the second layer of expansions. This is Vaikunta planet. And then third layer, fourth layer, and likewise number of so many unlimited Vaikunta expansions of the Lord. And Lord lives in the planet personally there in a different opulences. So here we see all these names now properly, clearly. This is, and here if we see Om, I'll just a bit magnify it. This the mantras also we can see properly. See Om Mam Yamaya Namaha. This is one mantra here, that is Trishola. And then at the corner, see here Om Ram Agneya Namaha. So yeah, Agneya is the southeast corner, and Om Yamaya Namaha, this is the south. And then in the further here, and here is Om Lam Indraya Namaha. Likewise, all the mantras are guarding the Vaikunta planet. And here is Om Vam Varunaya Namaha. Varuna is in the west direction. So it's just it may not be completely possible to give everything in one single picture. So here, as best as possible, devotees have given here Om Ksham Rakshaya Namaha. So this is how are the Lord's opulences in the Vaikunta planet. So there he is sitting there, Britya Prasada Abhimukham Durgasavam Prasannahasa Arunalochananam. So if we go to the next one, there we also see the Krishna's energies, how they are addressing. Okay, let us go there. Go to the next verse and then come back. Okay, so here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, I have a question. If you can kindly go back to the chart, please.
Yes.
Prabhu, here we see Lakshmi, Saraswati, Rati, and
yes.
Kanti. So, Prabhu, in this Goloka planets, so are there designated planets where the presiding deities are Lakshmi, Saraswati, Rati, and Kanti?
So here the Lord in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, we have seen Lord has got four concepts: Lakshmi Devi, Ganga Devi, Tulasi, and then Saraswati. There are four concepts to the Narayana. So they are all in the Vaikunta. And here, so here it is mentioned separately here that they are also present here: Lakshmi Devi, Saraswati, Rati, and Kanti. And also here, this is Leela and Bhu, Sri Devi and Bhu Devi. There are opulences. So if we, for example, in the Tirumala, which is in the Tirupati Balaji temple, so the Lord with his two wives, Sri Devi and Bhu Devi, he always goes with the all kinds of festivals. That is what Leela and Bhu, Sri Devi and Bhu Devi. That is one thing we see here. And here when it comes to the concerts, they're always with the Lord. And if he goes different Vaikunta planet, there he is called Vasudeva, or he's called some Narayana, or likewise, and the Keshava. It's a different one. And once again, there Lord has got the expansions of the goddess of fortune there also. There also we would see Bhudevi, Shri Devi, and also Lakshmi Devi, Saraswati Devi, and Tulasi Devi. So they have been expanded in each and every planet again. And all are these opulences of the Vaikunta, they're all coming from Radharani only. And all these Radharani's up here it is, if we see here, Kleem Krishnaya Gopijana Vallabhaya, Kleem Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha. This is the Goloka mantra. And then around that there are around the Goloka planet. So all the names of the Ashtasakis and the Krishna's opulences, their expansions in the Vaikunta. So everything comes from the Radharani. And they're in the Vaikunta, Lakshmi Devi as the main. And then all her opulences and her expansions. So each and every Vaikunta planet has got her expansions there.
Okay, Prabhu, I understood. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So in the next verse, it is given, whatever we have discussed, so it is given in the next verse. Okay, we shall come to this verse and then we will discuss further. Ajjarhaniyasana mastitam stiram ajjarhaniyasanam astam param rutam chatushodasa panchaktibihi yuktam bhagaihi swaritratra chadruvaihi swayevadaman damamanamishwaram. Ajjarhaniya asanam astam param. And the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is greatly worshipable. Asanam asitam param. He is sitting on the simhasana. That is the throne. He is sitting on the throne. And asitam param. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And how he is sitting? Rutam chatushodasa panchashaktibihi. Rutam surrounded by Chatuhu Shodasha Panchaktibihi, the 4 and then 16 and then 5. Chatuhu Shodasha Pancha Shaktibihi. These are the 4 energies, 16 energies, and 5 energies. And 4, namely Prakriti. What are the 4 energies? Prakriti, Purusha, Mahat, and Ego. These are the 4 energies. And 16 energies. What are the 16? This is the earth, water, fire, and these 5 elements, and 5 tanmatras, and 5 senses, and also the mind. These are the 16. And then the pancha, the 5 energies. Let us see what those 5 energies later on. Pancha Shakti Bihi. These are by the energies. These are all surrounding the Lord. Yuktam Bhagaihi Swaihi Itaratra cha Adruvaihi. And not only these energies, and also there are Yuktam Bhagaihi, all his opulences are inclusive of so many other energies also. All the energies existing in this cosmic manifestation, they are personified and surrounded around the Lord. Yuktam Bhagaihi Swaihi Itaratracha Adruvaihi. Everything Itaratracha, apart from small minor energies also. Swayeva Dhaman Ramamanam Ishwaram. And the Lord enjoys in his own abode. Ramamanam Ishwaram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he enjoys there with all these energies. They're all serving directly. So the translation. So Ajjarhaniyasanam Astam Param Vrutam Chatushodasa Panchaktibihi Yuktam Bhagaihi Swaritratra Chadruvaihi Swayeva Daman Ramamanam Ishwaram. So translation, the Lord was seated on his throne and was surrounded by different energies like the 4, the 16, the 5, and the 6 natural opulences, along with other insignificant energies of the temporary character. but he was the factual Supreme Lord enjoying his own abode. Okay, so can I request a devotee, 2 devotees to read the purport, 2 paragraphs a day?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, please.
The Lord is naturally endowed with his 6 opulences. Specifically, he is the richest. He is the most powerful, he is the most famous, he is the most beautiful, he is the greatest in knowledge, and he is the greatest renouncer as well. And for his material creative energies, he is served by 4, namely the principles of Prakriti, Purusha, Mahatattva, and Ego. He is also served by his 16, namely the 5 elements, earth, water, air, fire, and sky, and the 5 perspective sense organs, the eye, ear, nose, tongue, and skin, and the 5 working sense organs, the hand, the leg, the stomach, the evacuation outlet, and the genitals, and the mind. The 5 includes the sense objects, namely form, taste, smell, sound, and touch. All these 25 items serves the Lord in the material creation, and all of them are personally present to serve the Lord. The insignificant opulence numbering 8, the Ashtasiddhis attained by yogis for temporary overlordship, are also under his control, but he is naturally full with all such powers without any effort, and therefore he is the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji. So that is very nicely explained. What is Chatushi is the Prakriti, Purusha, Mahatattva, and Ego, and Shodasha is the 16 elements, and another Panchakti is the Tanmatras. Okay, so can I request other devotee to read another paragraph?
I'll read, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
The living being, the survey, finance of performance of bodily exercises can temporarily attain some wonderful power, but that doesn't make him the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord, by his own potency, is unlimitedly more powerful than any yogi. He is unlimitedly more learned than any Jnani. Sorry, he is unlimitedly richer than any wealthy person. He is unlimitedly more beautiful than any beautiful living being, and he is unlimitedly more charitable than the philanthropist than any philanthropist. He is above all. No one is equal to or greater than him, nor can anyone reach his level of perfection in any of the above power by any amount of penance of yogi demonstrations. The yogis depends on his mercy. Out of his immense charitable dispositions, he can award some temporary power to the yogi because of the yogis hankering after them. But to his unalloyed devotee who do not want anything from the Lord save and accept his transcendental service, the Lord is so pleased that he gives himself in exchange of unalloyed service. Very good.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So in this purport, Prabhupada has given very beautiful descriptions about the what are the 4 energies and the 16 energies and the 5 energies. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the first canto, in the third chapter, the first verse, Jagurhe Purusham Bhagavan. So it says, he enters into this cosmic manifestation with the 16 energies. Shodasakalam, it is mentioned. Second. Jagurhe Purusham Rupam Bhagavan Mahadadibihi Sambhotam Shodasakalam Ado Lok Sisrukshaya. Ado Lokasisrikshaya. So likewise, he enters into that is the 16 energies. Here it is mentioned. And then further, it is also, he expands into Garbhodak. It is Jagurihe Porshum Rupam Bhagavan Mahadadibihi Sambhotam Shodasha Shoda Sekalam Adu Loksisrukshaya, for the creative purpose. So those are the 6 energies they are representing here in the Vaikunta, in the form of the persons they're serving the Lord, and also Astasiddhis. These are insignificant opulences. So generally the yogis are hankering after this Astasiddhis. So I wanted to be smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. I want to travel very faster. Likewise, immediately they will get to such kind of siddhis, Astasiddhis. So we also see when Lord Hanuman, he was perfected in all these siddhis. He engaged all these siddhis for the service of the Lord. And also when we were seeing Lord Rishabhadeva, he was, after he gave instructions to his children and then he went away from home, even though all these siddhis, Astasiddhis, they were serving Rishabhadeva, but he never exercised those siddhis. And then still he was detached from even those siddhis. They are thinking that they are the temporary things. And then in due course of time, Rishabhadeva went back. So he is the expansion of the Lord in the form of a detachment. So now here, all these opulences of the Lord. So now we see here in this Vaikunta. So these energies in the Yoga Pita, they are serving in the form of the persons. Here we see this is the Gayatri mantra in the Vaikunta planet. In the Goloka, that is Krishna's Bija mantra. They are called Bija mantras. And here, if you see, there is a 2 triangles. They are in the form of. It is also mentioned Shatkonam Vajrakelakam, and no one can enter there. It is Vajrakelakam, very strong and protected by Lord's energies. But when Dhruva Muni also entered into the Vaikunta, because that means we also understand that he also got that kind of power, Dhruva Muni. And also Bhrigu Maharshi also went there. But even though they went there, they could not stay there. They went for some kind of either to test the Lord by Bhrigu Maharshi or Dhruva Muni, just for his own protection. And also Kumaras also went to see the Lord. Their desire was just not to stay there, but devotees, they wanted to serve. When we do serving, then they are eligible to be always in the Vaikunta planets. Okay, so now we have seen how these energies are serving the Lord in the form of personalities in the Vaikunta. So now I request dear devotees, if you have got any questions here, so that we can discuss further. And Kumaras, they have entered into this direction. This is Jaya and Vijaya. And where Sankukarna is also there, that is where Jaya and Vijaya stopped them. But here, as devotees of Krishna in Krishna consciousness, we keep chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and we see all these opulences of Vaikunta, and then we never stop there. And then we further progress into Goloka. So this mantra, we keep chanting and then going to Goloka towards Krishna, wherever Krishna is there. And then we end up in the Shweta Dvipa along with in one of the petals based on the rasa and mood we have developed towards Krishna. Okay, so that is all about the Lord's energies and opulences. Any questions or any comments or any corrections, dear devotees? So we shall stop here for today.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhu, in Goloka Vrindavana, the one top,
Yes, Mataji.
so there are two sects in this. So one is Goloka Vrindavana and one is Goloka Navadip.
Yes, Mataji. So Navadvip in Goloka Vrindavana, so here, outskirts, if we see here, out after the Vaikunta outskirts, there is Ayodhya. It is also there. On top of the Vaikunta, it is mentioned. On top of the Vaikunta, there is Ayodhya. And then further, if we still go, and there is Dwaraka and Jagannath Puri, and then Madura. And then after that, there is Shwetadvipa. Within this Shwetadvipa, there is a Navadvipa also, as it was discussed. In Navadvipa, so for example, if we see here one of the petals, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is here, and all the associates we see here, the outside layer of these petals, it is Navadvipa. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
That is Navadvipa. And then here, and then further inside, when we are going to see Lord Balaramas, and then all his opulences, and Krishna is here. And then further, while going inside deep and deep, then we go into deeper, more mellows, the deeper mellows with Krishna's relations. In the middle, when we go into the middle, there Radharani and Krishna is there. And around Radharani, Ashtasakis are there. Lalita, Vishaka, Suchitra, Induleka, and then Champakalata, Rangadevi, Sudevi, Tungavidya. It is a very beautiful thing when we go and see all these opulences personally. And
so Mayapur will be inside Navadvip, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. So and here also we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all is here within the middle of it. And also here further is okay. Let me just so here Krishna, this is the Rasa Mandala, Krishna, Radharani and the gopis they're serving. And then on the other side, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu and devotees, they're in the mood of ecstasy. In other way, other mellows.
Prabhu, what are these Raga, Guna, Lavanga?
So Lavanga Manjari, Raga Manjari, Kasturi Manjari, Guna Manjari. These are our 6 Goswamis. Vilasa Manjari, Ropa Manjari, Rati Manjari. Our Goswamis, Rupa Manjari, Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. But still, so we make our chanting directly until we go reach the center part of the Goloka. Okay, so that is all the Svetadvipa and Goloka. Any other questions? So now we are in the Vaikunta. So we shall also see this one Vaikunta in a different time, a bit more closely. So for now, this is the Vaikunta descriptions from the 2nd canto, chapter 9, verse numbers until 17.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please excuse my ignorance, but I'm not clear about, is this planetary system still in India? In this yuga? This earth?
Which planets, Mataji?
This planet. Is it
This
still in situ as it is from ancient time?
So all these descriptions, this is Sanatana, always existing. Only we are coming here for time being. This earth was here. We are in we are in the Vaikunta planet. Vaikuntas are eternal. India and all this earth, it was just a time being, temporary manifesting, but we think in the opposite way because we are seeing them in the first time.
Okay.
Anityam asukum imam loka imam prapya bhajaswam kim punar brahmanaha punya bhakta rajasyastata anityam asukum lokum imam prapya bhajaswamam. Krishna says this, anityam asukum. That's why they have taken this devotional service and went to Krishna support all the Rajashis and the Brahmanas, everyone. So this is eternal abode of the Lord Vaikunta.
Quite complex, thank you.
It is yes, Mataji. When we understand this, the shlokas and the meanings, and then we come to here, then we understand. In this picture, understands a bit more detail. And then when we discuss Brahma Samhita, and
then you can connect it, yes.
Yes, and also it is not ending yet. We are also going to discuss Vaikunta opulences in the third canto as well after this chapter. Then everything will come into one big picture.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so that's all. And also here for about this one, descriptions have been given here. Of course, if you have got this saved in your somewhere else, then Brahma Samhita's descriptions are here, and then in the left side, this is Golokanamni Vijidamni Taleja Tasya Devi Mahesha Haridamanuteshu Teshu Tete Prabhava Nitya Vidakshayena Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Devi Dhama is this material universe, and then on top of it Mahesh Dhama, and then after that Haridama, Teshu, one after above. So likewise when we see here, so this is the Devi Dhama. This is our material world. On top of it, this is Mahesh Dhama. This is where Lord Sadashiva is there, who is Sadashiva is he is always in the Vaikunta, and also at the same time he is also between here, Mahakala Dhama. So he is in the middle there. For the even though he is always in the spiritually, he is the cause for this material world as well. On top of this, Haridama. Likewise, Teshu is mentioned above after above. This is mentioned Teshu, above and above, like that. On top of it, this is Goloka. Goloka is Tatra Sarvopari Goloke, Tatra Sarvopari Yatsvayam. Govinde Paramanande Govindo Vihret Paramanande Govindo Atulanayakaha. The Lord enjoys in the Goloka. So that is mentioned from the Skanda Purana. Okay, so that is the opulences of the Lord. So we shall see this chart and everything else further. So that is from
beautiful design, Prabhu. Who did the design to put it all together?
So I think devotees from the Salem temple, Bhakti Vikasva Maharaj's disciples. So they have been working on this chart for a long time.
There you go.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so thank you so much, Mataji. So anything else before we conclude our session? Okay, so if you're not happy, we shall conclude the session and continue with further japa. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I'd like to say it's nice to hear Mampi Mataji voice again.